Wait, what? Is Concord getting shut down? Holy shit. This is literally breaking news. What the hell? We all saw the writing on the wall. It was coming. I thought they were at least going to go free to play for a while and attempt to see how things do. But it's obvious the leaks about the numbers on PlayStation were right. We obviously knew the numbers on PC. They were atrocious. Potentially, possibly the worst big launch in gaming history that I can think of, at least anyway. And it's ending. It's done. Closing. It's going to be going offline on September the 6th. That's really soon as well. So the game must have put them in the hole that much that it's just not even worth running the servers for them anymore. It's an embarrassment. Sony don't want anything to do with it. And I'm glad this has happened. Not that the game's died or that people are losing the job. It's just that Sony have ignored the fans for so long in regards to multiplayer IP, and they bring this out. They buy this studio. This game's been worked on for a long time. You know, it's totally out of touch. It's so far behind the trend. Sony decided to pick them up in 2022, I think. You know, spending hundreds of millions of dollars on them when we could have had factions, we could have had Resistance Fallen Man, we could have had Killzone, but instead we got this absolute shower of shit. But let's see this anyway. Concord is going offline beginning September 6th. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, okay, all right. I'm not going to say it didn't resonate with players, but well, there wasn't enough players for it to really resonate with many at all, was there? Well, we also recognise that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024 and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. Okay, so the game might not be dead. It might not be dead. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all the gamers who have purchased the game on PS5 or PC. Now, is this the only other game? I know that Cyberpunk 2077, you was allowed to get refunds when then they stopped the sale. This is the only two games that I can think of like this, at least big titles, that PlayStation have done this for. This is crazy. If you purchase a game for PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Customers who purchase from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. More information about the refunds from Steam and Epic can be found below. Okay, so what I take from that, the game might not be dead. Potentially, that they're looking to other options. They explore other options. I think the only other option it can be is that they really add some more content to the game, get rid of all the crap that they're putting there that they were trying to push in the game that people just didn't want to see, work on the character designs, work on the maps, give some actual fun game modes, add a PvE element to the game, which Overwatch players were desperate for, which they really could have took that and ran with it, but they decided not to, and make the game free to play. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be dead on arrival for the second time. Now, that doesn't mean that the game is coming back. That might be just a way to say, hey, look, like, we don't know what's going to happen. And then, you know, as people sit down at their boardroom desks, they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? Let's not even bother. Let's just move on. We'll call it a loss. It'll be a tax write-off. Let's just move on. But yeah, this is not a great look for Sony at all. Absolute diabolical situation with this, wasn't it? It was just disastrous. A diabolically disastrous situation. It's kind of funny though, like I say, because I feel like I'm more annoyed at Sony rather than the developers of the game. They were developing a game that they wanted to develop for the last 8 years. Whatever, fair enough. I don't begrudge anybody doing that. But instead of bringing out Last of Us Factions, instead of giving us some multiplayer version of the myriad of IPs that Sony own, they decided that, nah, we don't want any of that. We can't monetize Factions enough. We're going to go and buy this studio and we're going to launch this game. This is what the players want. So I am kind of happy about what's gone on in that sense, because I think Sony deserved to get burnt, because they've been MIA in the multiplayer space now for a decade. They've got Soulcom. Again, they've got so many multiplayer IP and titles that they could have launched, and they went down this route. And it's even more a kick in the teeth to players. The fact that Factions was supposed to be happening. For 2 years, players were promised it was coming. it was going to be this big thing, this separate thing, and then all of a sudden, just like that, they drop it. So yeah, I really don't feel too bad at all for Sony. I feel for the individual people on the ground, I guess, who've worked hard, you know, animators, coders, all that sort of stuff. I do. It must suck to put, you know, your blood, sweat, and tears into something over a number of years for it just to completely fail. It doesn't look great on your CV, although these people will find work elsewhere. There's no doubt about that. So I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But I just think it's a good middle finger to Sony to listen to the fan base. And we're seeing more of this now. These big games are falling flat on their face, and hopefully we're going to see a pivot in Western developers and Western publishers in stop trying to force this crap that nobody asked for down our throats and just jumping on and trends years after the fact, and years after those trends have not gone cold, but have established IPs that are there, that control the space and are free to play also. So, yeah, big learning curve for Sony, big learning curve for, I'm guessing, for a lot of people in the space who are going to look at that and want to not repeat it. But I think it was inevitable. I said the game probably wouldn't last 6 to 12 months. I didn't think it wouldn't be, what, a month? It hasn't even lasted 6 weeks, has he? That's absolutely insane. I am actually shocked that it's gone down so early. I wonder now, IGN, they're 7 out of 10. The game's got the potential to run the distance of months and years, potentially. What the fuck, IGN? You know, it just makes you look, you know, it just makes you look absolute jokes. Now, I know the journalist space in the gaming field isn't really known for their great takes and actually being true to what is real, basically. You know, but the fact that this game was stated as having the potential to go on you know, to last to weeks, months, years. It hasn't even lasted a week. Yeah, it's damn, dude. Damn. Concord is no more within what? Within a week. It's going down, and it might never come back. I'm looking at that wording though. It might, and if it does, it's definitely going to be free to play. That's for sure. But yeah, crazy, crazy scenes. This is cinema. This is cinema, and it's happening right now. This was such a disaster, they cancelled it within a matter of weeks. That is unheard of. It really is, isn't it? You know, we've had launches that have flopped. Not as hard as this flopped, but... a week? A week? Oh my god, dudes. There you go. Concord is no more. It's following the path of the planes, I guess, man. Just crashed and burned. Sucks to suck, I guess.